shop again, working on these window frames. Actually, they're not window frames, they are screens for the inside, and they're frames for screens that go just inside of the window frames. And they are 35 years old. As far as I know, they've never been refinished. They've taken a beating. That's the little spot where the little stainless clips are that held them on. Those are not rusty. The previous owner just varnished over everything. So maybe they have been refinished. I don't know. I don't believe so. I think those are, yes, those would be where he varnished on the outside of some of the window frames. And those don't look great in the boat. So these consist of, these are handmade. Just unbelievable. Out of teak. In 1985, actually probably 1984 or before. So they have a seam in there that you can barely see. And they did something around some of the corners. Like they glued some veneer around the edges, but there is a seam in there. Yeah, you can see it there. Okay. And that is where, this is the back side. And this is a stainless steel screen. I thought that this screen was stained, like some of them have, or I thought it was rusted, but it wasn't rusted. And some of them, I think one or two, he might have revarnished some of them, or some parts of them, like you can see right there. Yeah, so I think he did that, and that's actually just left over from when he did the frames. So he also got some on these screens, and so they looked rusted in some spots. Now they are beat up in some spots, but these are the original stainless steel screens from 1985. They're pretty unbelievable. It's just hard to believe that they've lasted so well. There you can see some of the varnish there that's actually stuck to the screens. It's not rust. I always thought it was rust until I started pulling them apart. Anyways, we are going to the modern screen for the black look, but at the same time we are going to refinish these. Some of them, this one's not so bad. And some of them are very stained from where water came in or are scratched up. Alright, so here I'm just using a rotary bit, just a ball bit, to round out the area where the screws will be backed out, because if I was pulling them out they would just drag a bunch of wood with it. So I was kind of beveling them down to where the screw was and cleaning out the edges, so that way I'm not dragging out the wood with it. So now that the screw holes are cleaned out, the screws come out nice and easy and don't further damage the frames. Those frames are very thin, trying to retain as much wood as possible. So this is something you really don't want to see. A mechanic with sharp tools working on wood. This was a little bit unnerving. However, I just had to do it. These screens were built in Taiwan, perfectly fit to the window openings. They're practically irreplaceable, but the screen had to be replaced. So I was going to do it one way or another, and I don't know. I have no idea what I'm doing here, but I'm just doing it. That outer trim ring, the thin part, is very thin, and I just have to get it apart. So I'm just going very slowly, using whatever methods I can to get them apart. And some of them do get damaged on the corners, but when you put them back together, they fit perfectly, and you can't hardly tell where the seam is. Not to mention, those edges are completely hidden because they fit so well within the window openings. So it actually came out okay, but this was a little bit nerve-wracking. Some of the wood crunching sounds like that is not really what you want to see or hear, but you just have to do it. What's the alternative? That's the one we drilled out. So on some of the earlier ones that I did, I got these frames apart, and you can see the screws were embedded so deep that when I pull them out, let me see if I can get this. The screws were embedded so deep that when I pulled them out, it pulled, little pieces of the. Some of them didn't do too bad. Little pieces of the wood with it. So I'm trying to avoid that. On this one, let's see, this one right here, I did pretty good. Let's see, because I beveled them with a die grinder and took some of that material off. So you can see some of these are deeply embedded, and if I just tried to pull that out, it would rip some of that stuff out. And when I beveled it, it took some of that material from the edge away. And just made it a little bit better. Now this is the back side, so once this is in place, you actually don't see this at all. So it's not that important, but I don't want to screw it up at all. So I've got these two right here to finish taking apart. Then I can sand them and then put them back together with new screen. The other thing that I've mentioned before is I cut this screen out, and it's just amazing to me. I just thought that these two pieces would be sandwiched together and it would just compress the screen in there. But no, these Taiwanese master craftsmen, they stretch the screen over this piece, over this frame, and then they have a groove put into the frame itself, and then they have these little sticks. So once the screen is in there, they tap these sticks in to tighten it up. You can see there's still some of the screen in there, but I'm not going to take these sticks out because I don't think I would ever be able to do it without ruining them. I believe they're lightly glued in there. So, and then in this corner, they put some kind of, I don't know what this is for. There's some kind of process. You can see it here. Let's see if I can get it. There's a groove in there, but then they do something at the ends, and I don't know what it is. So now it's time for sanding. Some of the stuff will have to be sanded with like 180 grit, but mostly I just do it with 220 or a sanding block, especially this side, because it just needs to be scuffed up. Try to remove any imperfections, some of the wood on this was really stained at the bases of the if the window was open, it got a lot of water on there. I've already sanded this one and it came out pretty good. This was like super dark stained, and I got to do a little bit more sanding there, but I don't even know if I'm going to sand the back frames just a little bit to accept some new varnish or epoxy. I am using, I'm going to give it a try. Total Boat Marine Wood Finish. We'll see how it works, and I'm spraying it. And if you combine it with this special brushing thinner, you can combine it with that and thin it, and then I can use my Harbor Freight Special. I got 2 or 3 of these laying around. I got 2 still new in boxes because I figured they would crap out because they're junky, but just like anything, it's fine, and if you clean it, it works great. So I'm going to sand all of these, including, this is the lower window frame that got messed up from a window that leaked. This is sanded and ready to go. Probably do another light sanding on it before it. And then these are our teak rails. And of course we're finishing the headliner, so I'm going to do a light scuffing and re-sand these because they have some areas that are a little discolored or missing varnish or scratched. So I'm just going to give them a sanding. And of course we're in lovely Florida.
Okay.
So these are the back pieces to the window screens. They're made of teak and they're a little rough, but good thing is you don't see them, and they're very thin, so you can't sand them or clean them up too much. So this is just for waterproofing purposes mostly. So, and then this is the original teak speaker thing. I guess it's made of teak, so I believe that was put in 1985. And
shoot, we should have brought the other one with us.
I know. Yeah, we can do it. Yeah. All right. Well, we can do that later today or tomorrow. That's good.
It's time to spray it. Total Boat. Is that what we're using? Total Boat stuff.
Total Boat Marine Wood Finish. I think it's natural.
Total Boat Marine Wood Finish.
My spray pattern, side to side. You can come on this side if you want.
Yeah, I think I will. Whew, that stuff is stinky.
If you use the Total Boat with the thinner, and you're supposed to thin it, I think 10 to 20%, it also dries a lot faster.
It's not a stick.
No.
Yeah. Looks nice.
Yeah. Ooh, look at that.
What?
Shiny.
Is it gonna stay like that?
I hope so. I'm gonna get this side, so if you're gonna come on this side, I'm gonna spray right at you.
Oh, yay. Our grass is gonna be shiny.
See, it actually goes a long way. We're about halfway through.
Let me see.
And that's quite a bit of surface area.
Looks like coffee.
My pants are falling down.
You should try a belt.
Yeah.
They work amazing.
You would think that would help.
Yeah. Yep.
You should stand upwind.
Where's wind up going?
Wind's this way.
Behind you.
You're getting sprayed.
No, I'm not. I'm staying right behind you.
Okay. Once again, we're not professionals. We don't know what the hell we're doing. We're just doing it.
We just research and read You're the main research here. You do the R&D. I'm no Steven Spielberg, so I'm just documenting everything. Oh no! Looks good. Okay, we're on.
Okay, we're screening our windows. Actually, these are the windows that we just refinished, and they came out okay. A lot better than they were. But this is the back side, the trim ring. Had to cut out the old screen. This is the new screen, and so I came up with just a way to do it. And these were joined with sealer and all kinds of stuff, and then varnished on the outside. I'm not going to do that because I want them to be removable, because this is not like stainless steel screen, so this is going to have to be changed at some point in the future. This isn't going to last 37 years like the stainless steel, so I'm using a staple gun on the highest setting, and I'm just going around. And then once I get one in, I kind of stretch it out a little bit on this side. Now I can get it now. And then avoid putting it in these holes where the trim rings go together. So and then don't do the corners yet, because I'm gonna then once I get it stretched this way, I'm gonna do this side now, but then I'll stretch it this way. Check the other side. Now I'll turn it over and see how bad we're off, and I can pull it tight in certain areas. I just pull it tight on either end. Now it should be good. Do this side too. This corner. Do that last. good. And then trim it. This stuff cuts easy. Obviously trim it on the outside of your staples. Double check here. Pretty good.
Yep, looking good.
And then this is window number 1.
How do you know it's number 1?
Trim ring number 1. See the marker?
Oh, you wrote it.
Yeah, marker. And then it just all fits together.
I'm using stainless steel.
Stainless screws, yep. And then when I took these out, I don't remember if you remember this or put this in the video, I chamfered these with that little rotary ball bit. And actually it's working out perfect because these screws are a little bit bigger heads. They're not the same screws. And I wanted to make this so that this thing can come apart. I'm not gluing this together. It's just the screws and the trim ring and the staples that are going to hold the screen in. So when I need to change the screen, just take the screws out, yank the staples out, and do it all over again with new screen. So I can change these screens whenever I need to. This trim ring is very thin teak, so you have to not over tighten these, just snug. I might go back and do these by hand.
There's Ozzy.
Battery's gonna die. Okay.
Looks good.
Yeah, it's nice and tight.
See, hold it up. Looks good.
I like the darker black screen over the silvery stainless mesh. Actually, what was in there wasn't silver anymore. It looked like rust.
Where
was
is
all
it?
messed up. Right here. This is what it used to look like. So it's a lot better.
And this is what we're using. Okay.
Yeah.
Put that up here.
This stainless stuff is much, much tougher. Obviously, it's lasted 37 years. There's zero chance that this screen material will last 37 years.
Yeah.
However,
It's like nylon.
almost you don't really want it to last 37 years. You get crap and, you know, there's just no way to.
It's kind of a nice
I guess you could scrub them, but
shade. It's like a darker shade.
yeah, I think every 10 years or so, 5 years, you have to pull these out and maybe give them a light sanding. That's the thing about that Total Boat wood coating, is that all you need to do is give it a light sanding and then spray it again, and it should be good. So let's see, we got 2 out of 5, or excuse me, 3 out of 5 done. So we got 2 more, and then there's the handrails, and we're gonna go put the other part of the headliner up, and then put all this stuff in. It should look a lot better. Okay, we're just about done with the headliner. Actually, mostly done. Got the rails up, got the lights up. I'm shooting this in like a little bit wide angle so you can kind of see everything. And the rails are firmly attached. And we've got the headliner all the way up. New screened pieces here that we put in. These stainless steel tabs made in Taiwan in 1985. Refinished this wood. It's a little shinier than this wood now, but whatever. It's waterproof and it's not all messed up. Next up is going to be the galley countertops. I think we're going to use one of these two. Not quite sure yet. Probably put a new sink in. Redo this top here too. This is just sticker for now. That's it. A lot better than it was.